Hey everybody, it is Ed. So I've been asked many times, how did your parents get front row tickets to see Elvis? So I had done a video about a year or so ago when I talked about the 3-day wait for tickets for when my parents went to go see Elvis in 1973 when he played Nassau Coliseum for 4 shows. So there was newspaper articles and stuff that I talked about in that video. Now, this particular time, we're going to talk about July 19th, 1975, when he played Nassau Coliseum. And this is one of the King's Court for EP fans only newsletters that was released to members back in the day when the fan club was running. This particular issue is volume 3, number 1 and 2 together, and this would cover March through May of 1975. So, although Elvis had not played Nassau Coliseum as of yet, we have the prelude and the story to my parents getting the tickets. So, let me just find the pages. You'd think I would have dog-eared them or something to that effect, but I did not. So, again, give me a second. And here we go. All right, so we have Nassau Coliseum Revisited. I'm going to read this quick. It all started on March 28th with 2-line ad in the afternoon newspaper. By 7 o'clock on that same day, the inevitable occurred. The ticket line had started. Cars started to collect on the north parking lot of the Coliseum. Besides bringing themselves, the loyal fans had packed their cars with all sorts of recordings of their beloved entertainer. It seemed to be a flashback of 1973. Rain, cold, and bad weather did not stop the loyal followers of Elvis. The vigil went on from Friday, March 28th, till Monday, March 31st, when the tickets finally went on sale. The 4-day stay was centered around the man for which the line was all about, Elvis Presley. And then it says, at this time, the officials and members of the King's Court and I myself would like to express our sincere thanks to all the members of the security team at the Nassau Coliseum. With their cooperation and understanding, Elvis Presley Line 75 was a great success. So the announcement for the tickets was March 28th, 1975. By that night, there were already people in line, and the tickets didn't go on sale till the 31st. So, if you had to guess, who could have been the first person to get there to wait on the line? Who would you think that might have been? Well, if your answer was my father, a.k.a. Richie Hess, then you would be correct. So, here is a cutout from a newspaper article from Long Island called the Long Island Newsday. Well, it was just... actually, at that time, it was probably the New York Newsday or just Newsday. But this is a newspaper article from that. And it says, for fans, Elvis tickets worth a wait. So check this out. It was written by Richard Gallant. Uniondale. It was not much of a line by Elvis standards, but the 65 persons huddled in the exhibition hall of the Nassau Coliseum last night had waited, some for more than 2 full days, through rain and cold, for tickets to see the King. They had waited not only to be certain of getting tickets and for the pleasure of sharing Presley relics and songs with other fans, but also to be sure to get a seat close to Elvis. And then here's a quote. The whole idea is front row, said Richie Hess, 32-year-old Lindbergh truck driver. Hess, vice president of the New York fan club, King's Court, said he had been first in line for tickets to the 2 performances July 19th. Said he arrived at 4 p.m. Friday. Tickets would go on sale this morning. Hess said the concerts had received very little advance publicity, unlike previous appearances. In the spring of '73, fans waited for 5 days in a line that grew to include thousands, and they snapped up all the tickets in a single day, according to Hess. And that's a true story, and my father was first on that line as well. But by 7 last night, Hess and the 64 other persons waiting for the tickets were nearly home. After 2 nights of sleeping in their cars, they were allowed to set up camp inside the Coliseum for the final stretch. They played cards, listened to tapes of Elvis hits, and took turns going for food. Many were veterans of early Elvis vigils, and some had even followed their jumpsuited idol to places like Philadelphia and Las Vegas. Margaret Savone, 57, of Atlantic Beach, said she goes to Las Vegas to see Elvis twice a year. Joanne Donahue, 26, of Quorum, who was the 24th in line, is a member of the younger generation of Elvis fans. She was attracted by his magnetism at a 1971 concert in Madison Square Garden. They made a mistake. It was actually 1972. Ginger Johnson, 28, of Astoria, Queens, was also captivated by seeing Elvis perform at the Garden concert. Her husband, Paul, was one of the few waiting last night who had never seen Elvis perform. I'm in it because my wife is here, he said. I'm not a fan. So that's how they ended the article with that jerk. No, I'm kidding. But that's pretty funny. So let's look at this. So we have Joanne Donahue. She was 26 at the time. So this was 1975. Was that 47 years ago? Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So so how did he get front row tickets? Well, that's what he did. He would rearrange his schedule once he found out, and then be able to take off, I guess, to wait in line for the tickets. So there you have it. Yeah, so that's how he did it for 1973 at the Coliseum. That's how he did it for 1977 at the Coliseum. And as far as the front row for, what was that show? I can't remember where it was now, but I don't want to get up to look at the ticket. But what they did was, so when he got front row, he wasn't just waiting for himself. He bought 10 tickets, and there were a group of people that we were buying for. So when but they were coming from like Hartford and Connecticut and different areas. So when he was playing in those areas, they would do the same thing, and they would get the tickets, and then my father would buy it from them. So that's how they were able to also get the front row for the last scarf that she had gotten in 1977. For the life of me, I can't remember where it was, but oh well. It was May 25th, 1977. So you can look it up and find the hole yourself. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I thought I would share that with everybody, and I think I'm just gonna name this video, the whole idea is front row. I don't know, we'll see. All right, but I appreciate you watching. Leave a comment if you would like, and as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Take care, everybody.